On every trip to the city, Elizabeth Edmondson passed through Liverpool Station, and every time it seemed like there were more and more troops heading every which way as the war had shifted from something happening in the distance to something happening now, requiring massive movement. Sometimes Elizabeth would sit there on one of the benches, examining the faces, wondering if perhaps one of them would be the best loved face of all, her son. But it wasn't easy, not by a long shot. One day in early May she was there, knitting jacks and thick socks, and this wretched old fellow next to her kept watching the troops while lugubriously repeating over and over, "They won't come home, none of them." Elizabeth kept knitting, concentrating furiously on her needles, hoping he would either take the hint from the click, click, click that she didn't care for that kind of talk, or, failing that, it would take her mind off the wretched thing that he was saying. But even as the soldiers kept going back and forth, the fellow kept saying it. "They won't come home, none of them." And finally Elizabeth could stand it no more. "My son is a soldier," she said with some feeling, "and he is going overseas too." Still the man would not be put off. "Well, I don't care," he said. "He won't come back either." In response, there was really nothing Elizabeth could say, so she simply kept knitting, though managed to turn her back on him. Lady that she was, it was as much as she could do to indicate her extreme displeasure while maintaining her dignity. Knit one, purl two. Knit one, purl two. Drat that man. And I suppose the model for that was my mother, in the sense of that it's all there in the diary. This is exactly what happened. But my mother would say, drat that man, like that, and, knit one, purl two. And so, as a writer choosing an image, I suppose I worked with the way my mother would talk, because they were similar from reading Elizabeth Edmonds' diary, not dissimilar at all to Elizabeth Edmondson.